What truly leads to happiness in life? Is it wealth, fame, or perhaps something more profound? Let's delve into the world of Stoicism, a philosophy born in the bustling marketplaces of ancient Greece, where thinkers like Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius pondered these very questions. Stoicism is not just a relic of the past, its principles hold relevance even in our modern times, offering a path to tranquility amidst the chaos. Stoicism posits that true happiness isn't found in external circumstances, but within ourselves. It's not about how much we possess, but how much we can let go. It's about finding inner peace, equanimity, and tranquility, regardless of the storms that rage around us. Stoicism teaches us that we have the power to shape our reactions, our perspectives, and ultimately, our happiness. In the next few minutes, we will explore the 20 principles of Stoicism that can guide us towards a more fulfilling life. The first principle of Stoicism is understanding what is within our control and what isn't. This principle, often referred to as the dichotomy of control, encourages us to focus our energy on things we can influence and let go of what we cannot. It's about distinguishing between our actions and reactions, which are within our control, and everything else in the universe that isn't. This principle nudges us toward inner peace by freeing us from unnecessary stress and anxiety. The second principle is accepting fate, or amor fati, a Latin phrase that means love of fate. It's a mindset that invites us to fully accept everything that happens in life, embracing both the good and the bad. It asks us not to merely tolerate life's challenges but to welcome them with open arms, seeing them as opportunities for growth. The third principle is the pursuit of wisdom. In Stoicism, wisdom isn't merely an accumulation of knowledge. It's the ability to navigate life effectively, to understand the nature of things, and to act rightly. Wisdom, in the Stoic sense, is the highest virtue, and it guides all other virtues like courage, justice, and temperance. The fourth principle, valuing virtue, is closely linked to the third. Virtue, in Stoicism, is the highest good. It's the quality of moral excellence, righteousness, and goodness. It's about living in alignment with nature and our best selves. Stoics believe that a virtuous life is a good life, regardless of wealth, status, or comfort. The fifth principle is practicing indifference to indifference. This might sound confusing, but it simply means that we should remain indifferent or emotionally detached from things that are indifferent or neutral. These are things outside our control, things that neither contribute to nor detract from our moral virtue. By practicing indifference, we can maintain equanimity and peace no matter what life throws at us. These principles guide us to embrace life as it is and seek wisdom in every situation. Moving on to the sixth principle, it is about living in accordance with nature. The Stoics believed that the universe is governed by a rational and divine force, and we, as part of this universe, should align our actions and thoughts with this natural order. This doesn't mean we should abandon civilization and live in the wilderness. Rather, it is about accepting the natural course of life, embracing change, and understanding that everything has its purpose and place in the cosmos. The seventh principle, practicing mindfulness, is about being deeply aware of the present moment. Stoicism encourages us to be conscious of our thoughts, emotions, actions, and reactions. This awareness allows us to better understand ourselves and our place in the universe. By being present, we can appreciate the beauty of the moment, free from the burdens of the past and the anxieties of the future. Next, we have the eighth principle, embracing community. The Stoics viewed all human beings as part of a larger community, interconnected by our shared rationality. They advocated for treating others with respect, understanding, and compassion, recognizing that we are all playing our part in the grand scheme of life. The ninth principle, cultivating discipline, is a cornerstone of Stoicism. The Stoics believed in exercising self-control, not just in our actions, but also in our thoughts and emotions. Discipline allows us to remain steady and composed, even in the face of adversity. It's about making rational decisions rather than being swayed by temporary impulses or external circumstances. Lastly, the 10th principle is practicing forgiveness. Stoicism teaches us to let go of resentment and anger, understanding that these emotions only harm ourselves. Instead, we should strive to forgive, as it allows us to free ourselves from the chains of negativity and foster peace within ourselves. By living in harmony with nature and cultivating discipline, we can attain tranquility and peace. These principles are not just philosophical concepts, but practical guides that can help us navigate the complexities of life with grace and wisdom. Through these principles, Stoicism teaches us how to live a life of virtue and fulfillment. The 11th principle of Stoicism reminds us of the impermanence of life. This principle, often referred to as memento mori, encourages us to remember that we are mortal. Our time on earth is limited, and this knowledge should not breed fear but rather an appreciation for every moment we are given. It pushes us towards a life of purpose, urgency, and fulfillment. The 12th principle urges us to practice humility. As Stoics, we must understand that we are not the center of the universe. We are but a small part of a vast cosmos, and our actions, no matter how significant they might seem to us, are just a tiny ripple in the grand scheme of things. Humility keeps us grounded, and it helps us to respect and value the perspectives and experiences of others. The 13th principle is all about embracing change. The world is in constant flux, and change is the only real constant in life. Stoicism teaches us to accept this reality, not to resist it. By embracing change, we can navigate life's ups and downs with grace and equanimity. The 14th principle is the pursuit of truth. Stoics value knowledge and wisdom above all else. We are encouraged to question, to seek, and to learn. But more importantly, we are urged to apply this knowledge wisely, to live virtuously, and to seek to understand the world around us and our place in it. Lastly, the 15th principle is about cultivating resilience. Life is fraught with challenges and obstacles. Stoics understand that adversity is a part of life, but we also know that we have the power to overcome it. By cultivating resilience, we build the mental and emotional strength to endure hardships and to emerge stronger. These principles remind us to remain humble, resilient, and open to change. As we navigate the complexities of life, let us strive to live by these principles, fostering an inner peace that can weather any storm. The final set of principles begins with the understanding that suffering is a part of life. The acceptance of suffering, as stark as it may sound, is actually a liberating concept. It's about acknowledging the inevitable hardships that life throws our way, and rather than resisting them, we learn to navigate through these rough waters with grace and resilience. Our next principle is the practice of patience. Patience is about understanding that everything has its own time and place. It's about realizing that rushing things or forcing outcomes often leads to unnecessary stress and discontent. In the grand scheme of things, patience allows us to remain calm and composed, even when the world around us is in chaos. Moving on, we have the value of simplicity. In a world that constantly promotes more possessions, more achievements, more experiences, Stoicism teaches us the beauty of less. It's about finding contentment in the simple things, and understanding that the pursuit of external pleasures often distracts us from finding true peace and happiness within ourselves. Next, we come to the practice of gratitude. Gratitude is about appreciating what we have, rather than longing for what we don't. It's a reminder to be thankful for our blessings, no matter how big or small, and to recognize that even our struggles and setbacks have a role to play in shaping us into who we are. Last but certainly not least, we have the cultivation of love for fate. This principle, also known as amor fati, is about embracing everything that happens to us, the good, the bad, and the ugly, as necessary parts of our journey. It's about trusting the natural flow of life and understanding that every experience, every encounter, has a purpose. These final principles guide us to embrace all aspects of life, from suffering to joy, with patience and gratitude. So as we navigate through this journey called life, let's remember these principles, not as rules to be followed, but as guiding lights to help us find our way. Stoicism, therefore, offers a roadmap to a fulfilling life, not by changing our circumstances, but by changing our response to them. We've walked through 20 principles of Stoicism, each one a stepping stone towards inner peace and resilience. From accepting what we cannot control, to embracing the present moment, to practicing indifference towards external circumstances, these principles provide us with tools to navigate life's challenges with grace and composure. In a world that often equates happiness with material success, Stoicism redirects our focus inward, reminding us that true contentment arises from within. It teaches us to detach our happiness from external factors and instead root it in our own thoughts and actions. It's not about what happens to us, but how we respond to what happens. So, as we continue our journey, let's remember to carry these principles with us. Because Stoicism isn't just a philosophy, it's a way of life. Remember, happiness is not out there for us to find, but within us to cultivate.